Hi everybody. So looking at the boat. It's a beautiful day. I'm just standing here soaking up the sun, girl. Soaking up the sun. Oh, anyway. Fear versus danger. Are they the same thing? Fear response versus response to danger signals. Are they the same thing? I don't think so. Fear is an energy or a response that puts the human or the person in a fight or flight response. So once you feel fear triggers two things: fight or run. One of them. Okay? And when you are thinking fight, this response rules or overrides your higher brain functioning capacity. It overrides your ability to think. Once fear is activated, your ability to think is overridden. So you act, right? In other words, you fight or you react, you run. One of them. Danger signal, on the other hand, signals you to be alert. Alert. In other words, when you get a danger signal, you are walking down the street, all of a sudden you feel an alert signal. You stop. Some people who are aware of themselves will stop and scan the environment to see what the alert signal came from. And then they look in front of them and they see a snake. Oh, that's why. So now you move and you walk a different way. Does that make sense? Another way is you are driving. This happens to me all the time. You're driving on the freeway and you're playing music and jamming like I do all the time, and all of a sudden my car moves a different way. Boom. Alert. Alert. Danger. Alert. Right? So then I focus and I pay attention. I focus and I pay attention. Okay? When you have a danger response or when you have a danger alert, is your senses picking up something in the environment, whether spiritual or physical environment, that is asking you to pay attention, focus. When it's a fear, right, whatever that is, activates your fear response so that you do not pay attention, you simply act or react. Period. That's the two options. Now, the root of fear, right? The root of fear, the primal energy that fear evokes, is self-preservation. Self-preservation is the primal fear, is the primal psychological trigger of fear, is self-preservation. So what it does is that once fear gets triggered and you go into self-preservation mode, all you're thinking is how to preserve yourself, how to stay alive. But you're not thinking logically, because that ability has been lost. And the other thing that happens when your body goes into flight or fight is that the blood flow to non-essential organs that the brain thinks are not essential to the issue going on right now, such as your digestive organ or like your reproductive organs. Blood flow to them decreases, and then there's more blood flow to your lungs and your brain. Because you see people that are in fight or flight, they hyperventilate. They hyperventilate because blood flow has been cut off from the non-essential organs that are not important in a flight or fight response and channeled to the organs that the brain thinks is more important, like the lungs and the brain. Okay? So now, in a situation where fear has been evoked, let's talk about it from the spiritual perspective, and then talk about danger from a spiritual perspective. When fear has entered a human being, okay, fear is only used by lower spirits. Lower spirits. Okay? High spirits or high noble spirits never ever use fear. Why? Because they understand that to use fear is to infringe on the human's right. Is an infringement on the person's freedom. Because once fear is activated in a human being, they have no freedom anymore. So the high noble beings don't use fear because they respect the human's ability for free choice and free will. The lower beings, on the other hand, don't care. Their goal is to get the human to do what they want the human to do, and they use whatever means necessary. That's why even in all my time as a Christian, I never believed that God will speak to me in fear. Never. Ever. If I feel fear about something, they ain't coming from God. Period. They ain't coming from God, because God does not contradict himself. He's not going to tell you, do not fear, and yet turn around and use fear. No, he don't do that. He don't do stuff like that. Does that make sense? So the lower beings use fear. Okay? And once fear gets into you, you have lost your ability to be a conscious, self-determining being. You are now controlled by fear. And so because fear and the beings that use fear are parasitic in nature, they use you to generate the frequency of fear, which is the frequency they need to survive, which is the frequency they survive on, which is the frequency they thrive in. You become a self-sustaining energy producing thing for them. And so that is how their interest in you stays, because you keep churning out this energy they need. And so the consequences of those, as most parasitic things are, is that they will end up destroying the body. They end up destroying whoever, because they really don't care. They're like cancer cells. Cancer cells are not regulated by the natural human life force. That's why your nose is not this long. When the cells in your nose divide, the cells in your nose know when to stop, because they are linked to the natural life force of the human. Cancer cells are not. They divide and just go. They don't know when to stop. They don't know, because they're not linked to the natural order of the life of the human. Now let's talk about danger, on the other hand. Danger is an alertness that comes to you from sensing something in your environment that forces you to focus your attention so you can make a conscious decision. If you notice animals that are sensing something, if you have a dog, the first thing you're going to notice is the dog stand straight. First thing. And then ears is up, because it's trying to figure out exactly what it was that it picked up on. The dog don't just run without thinking. Oh no, you don't do that. He first of all figures out what he's focused on, and then he reacts. That's the point of danger alerts. It's not the same thing as fear. Danger alerts you to pay attention. Pay attention. You're dating this guy and you're not feeling right about him. Danger. There's something about the red flag is going on, but you quite can't put your finger on it yet. Right? So you focus on it to try to figure out, what is it about this guy that is making me feel odd? Now, it could be that the guy, there's nothing wrong with the guy, right? It could be that you have to back the heck up, right? And go slowly. Maybe you are not thinking straight, and something is alarming in your head. Ding, 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 ding. It's supposed to make you focus and pay attention, not override your ability to focus and pay attention, and then make you to react. Do you guys remember in the beginning, people were going to buy tissue paper like as if they eat tissue paper for breakfast? Spending money they don't have, amassing stuff in their house. Fear. Does that make sense? And fear is a terrible master to have. because fear will kill the host.